Hello everyone and welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is a series where I get to talk a little bit about and touch base upon various mythological creatures, beast, beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying I'm not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything, I do apologize in advance. I try my best. Now today I'm going over to the UK, and we're going to be talking about Padfoot. And then for any of you guys who grew up reading Harry Potter and sounds a little familiar, where we're actually going to be talking about the lore that inspired that particular character. Now, Padfoot, as in the English folklore, is part of a large grouping called the Black Dogs. And overall, they're described as these enormous dogs, sometimes the size of small calves, usually with larger eyes, glowing eyes, and again, more often than not, they have black fur, they come out at night, and they're associated with the supernatural, spectral, demonic, sometimes even viewed as kind of a hellhound type. But in other times, they are precursors and warnings that death is on the horizon. Now, specifically for Padfoot, this particular deviation of that big, greater concept comes from Wakefield, Leeds, Pudsey, and some areas of Bradford. And so their version of the Black Dog is in reference to, again, a death omen or something that arrives prior to someone else's demise. And so in that, they're described as, the Padfoots are described as either visible, invisible, having the capability of jumping between one and the other. They're usually, again, described giant black dogs, glowing eyes. You can hear them sometimes before you can see them, and thus the name Padfoot. It's because you hear a light padding sound of them as they're trotting around, beside you, around you, and you may not see them because they may be invisible until they are right next to you or right in front of you. Now, if you do see the Padfoot creature, what you're told is not to engage. Ignore them, move away, disengage, do not talk to them, and do not even try to attack them, because that will be your own demise. There are some lore saying that in engaging with these creatures, it gives them power over you. Other times they physically attack you. And in one instance, there was a man who said he was attacked by a Padfoot and was dragged through the hedges, through the ditches, all the way back to his own house, where he was deposited, battered and bruised, under his window. Now, there is a rare instance where a white Padfoot was spotted, and in this particular instance, the person who spotted it panicked, attacked him by trying to swing a stick at the creature, and the stick passed through where Padfoot was, as if it was a spirit or a ghost. And then shortly thereafter, the man who engaged and saw Padfoot fell down dead. So he is no more. And again, going back to the concept that Padfoot is a form of a death omen. Now, if you are curious about Padfoot or any of the various, so much lore of any of the Black Dogs of England, feel free to check them out. There are so many deviations and variations of them all over. It is fascinating to me. But I did want to talk about this one in particular because, again, growing up reading Harry Potter, now you know as well as I where some of that lore and some of that concepts were inspired by. Now, if you have any questions about this or anything else, please post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. And until next time, everyone, Skål.